Greetings, heroes and Force users! Welcome to Inside the Tauntaun. I'm Alyssa Simmons, and I'm joined today by my pal, Daniel Dawson.
Hello there.
And today we're talking about the first two episodes of the Disney Plus Marvel series Loki. This is episode 1, Ouroboros, and number 2, Breaking Bad. And by God, we're Marvel fans.
I don't know who you are or where you came from.
I am Iron.
I thought they smelled bad. On the outside.
Smells like a new car in here.
Inside the Tauntaun, this is our opening song. Alyssa, Daniel, Dino, talking nerd stuff, come along. Inside the Tauntaun podcast, please like and subscribe.
Loki!
We're back, baby!
We're back talking about Marvel. It's been a while.
I know.
Actually, it felt like it had been a really long time, but then I remembered
it was
we
like 2
did
seconds
talk about
ago.
Secret Invasion. We
We
just
did.
didn't
We did.
like it. So,
Yeah.
we haven't talked
Yeah.
about anything that we liked in a while. So maybe that's what we were thinking.
Yeah, I'm very excited to be back in a Loki land because
Me too.
this was one of my favorite Marvel bibbidi boops since they started on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Well, should we
Probably
talk
only
about...
second to WandaVision, but
Yeah, they really knocked it out of the park with that first ditty, didn't
they
they?
sure did. And then they took a nap.
Then they said, we're going to make 17,000 things. It's fine if they're all just fine. Get
We're not
out
going to
there.
do any pilots for any of them. We're just going to go, go, go.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
man.
happened.
We could talk about, actually, briefly, we could talk about that. Well, first of all, before we talk about that, how are you? You just did like a marathon, didn't you?
I did yesterday.
What is your body like?
My body is
Tell us,
fine.
tell the people who aren't watching. Like, people
Like
who
what
are
my
on
body
YouTube-
looks
Yeah,
like?
the people on YouTube can see she is like a jangled mess of limbs.
Yeah, I look
and...
like I just look like a pixelated 2-dimensional creature.
Yeah, so tell everybody where all your limbs are.
Yeah, they're still on.
Okay.
I actually feel fine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yesterday my
Did
my
you take
left-
magnesium?
I didn't.
Okay.
No, I took a little.
That's all the
Add-
rage on TikTok these days.
Oh, sure. Helps you sleep,
Mm-hmm.
apparently. I mean, magnesium is not new. It's
Yeah.
not a new
No, it's
thing,
apparently
but-
been around for longer than humans.
Yeah. Thanks, magnesium.
This episode has been brought to you by...
Magnesium. Yeah, yesterday my left knee and my right ankle felt a little bit like...
Left knee, right ankle. Classic.
But they feel fine today. My hips are definitely
Great.
tight. I need to spend some time stretching. I'm probably going to go on the bike because actually, weirdly...
It's good to keep moving.
Not weirdly, yeah. But the biggest thing is after a really long run, you're... Oh, stop that.
I'm drunk. I'm sorry.
You shouldn't just sit on the couch all day, even though that's what sounds and feels nice.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll probably go for a good walk today and go on the bike. But
Walk, little dunders.
yeah, it went well. The last time I did this specific
Dunders is her dog, by the
marathon.
way.
Oh yeah, Dundee is my dog. The last time I did this,
It's not like a
race-
weird, weird name for her feet or something.
Yeah.
You go walk,
You walk
dunders.
your little feet.
Got a
Daniel
pet
and
name
I,
for her feet. What?
Daniel and I did. Daniel and I did this race together a couple years ago.
Did you do the full or the half?
Half.
Half. Good. Good.
Yeah.
Because fulls are just...
Fulls are great. I just
You did it.
I did one of them,
Yeah, you're done.
and I might do another, but
I want to, but I have arthritis.
yeah, it's I mean,
It's
the
hard.
training difference is quite massive
Big.
between a half and a full.
Yeah.
Because your base long run for a full marathon is a half. So you
Right,
start
like
at
13
13
miles.
miles is your shortest long run.
That's way
So-
too long.
Yeah, so you just have to have a lot of time. I mean, when I trained for the LA Marathon, couple years ago, it was literally, I mean, you joined me for some of those, like, you'd come and, like, run with me for 5 miles or whatever, and then I would be like, okay, I'm still going to be running for another, like, 2 or 3 miles right
Good luck. See you later. And I went to sleep.
Yeah, so it's a lot more time, and the only days that I'm actually scheduled at Disney are the weekends. So it's hard
nice.
to,
You have
it's
the
hard
time.
to it's hard to like be like, I'm gonna run, I need to run 17 miles today and also go to work. That's
Barf.
really difficult to
Well, I'm glad
to
you have some
do.
time to recover, and we're very proud of you.
Oh, thanks. It was fun. I didn't get sick this time, so that was
Oh,
good.
that's good. We love that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's great. I'm glad. to
Yeah.
hear it.
How are you?
I'm great.
Yeah.
All things considered.
Whoa.
No. Actually, everything's
You're okay?
pretty great. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what the hell to do for my 40th
Well, yeah,
birthday.
Daniel's
that's
got a
coming up soon.
big old B day coming up in a couple of weeks.
Holy balls.
Well, I know
Anyway.
one thing that you should be
That's it.
doing:
Huh?
sing the Marvels with me on that.
Oh, that's
day.
right. Because it comes out literally on my
Literally
birthday.
on that day.
They
Well, here,
knew
not everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere it's on the 10th, but here's
Right.
the 9th.
because we're cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
are you
yeah,
thinking that you want to do like a big like blowout thing, or
I
you
wanna
just like
blow
feel like
out
you should?
my O-ring. I want to. I want to go nuts.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I think I'm putting way too much weight on it for sure.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I guess because every time you get to a decade, it's like, oh, it's a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you
oh,
feel
you're
like-
changing a digit.
The pressure to have it be something or other.
Yeah, and you also kind of like I like not that I like don't trust that I'm enough for my friends to want to come and see me.
Oh, you
But I want to also make it fun. I want to make it fun for my friends too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I want to do
Well,
something that's enjoyable.
That's kind of you, but also do what you want to do. And the
yeah.
people,
Well,
the people
first
that
and foremost, of course.
first and foremost, it's your birthday.
Yes.
And if the people don't have fun, then that's not your issue.
my prerogative. But I also
Yeah,
need to find something
my
that like
prerogative.
is like affordable and all of that. I don't know.
I understand.
Yeah, turns out I'm broke. Deedly-dee. I actually looked into, I was like, ooh, wouldn't it be cool to, like, rent a movie theater and, like...
Oh yeah, is
you
that
know
like
what I
crazy
mean?
expensive?
It's, like, the cheapest I could find was, like, $2,500.
For real?
Yeah, which, I mean, if you really think about it,
I mean,
Like-
I guess if everybody like chips in like
if
20
everybody
bucks or
chipped in, I
something.
know, but that's the thing. It's like, I'm not going to expect all of my friends to be like, okay, you need to pay $60
you have to come, and
to
I
go.
know.
But this is for one of those places that like does like dinner, and they like they
that's
bring dinner to
nice.
you at your seats and that kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know.
What
The
movie would you want to
Alamo.
watch?
What's that? Well, I mean, obviously
It
the
would
one that's
just
coming
be-
out.
Oh, you would want to do the Marvels.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I mean, I don't think any there because of the strike. There's literally like nothing else out right now, so it's like I guess
There might
that's
still
kinda-
be some like horror movies straggling
Yeah.
in there, but also
The
that's
Exorcist.
yeah. Please come to my 40th birthday. Pay $50 to be terrified.
To watch The Exorcist. That'll be fun, won't it? Oh, jeez. Well, we
Oh.
should talk about these episodes. We have too many things.
Okay.
I think we well, I did want to like touch on the fact that we got this really interesting article that talked about Disney's the way that they're
That one.
moving forward, specifically with Marvel, but like I think probably also Star Wars.
But just like in general, yeah.
In
with
general.
with their Disney Plus produced things.
Themes. Yeah, because I mean, I could, probably comes to no surprise from anybody, but probably it's still surprising to hear that like they were doing all this stuff like without pilots. They were just like kind of winging it, just
Yeah,
going
it was
as
sort
fast
of a
as they
very
could.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with like normal TV production,
And I'm kind of
that's
not, but kind of
but that's
am.
really, I mean, but I feel like most people know that a pilot is made
Yes,
and then it's determined after that pilot if it's something
A
that
viable.
the studios want to produce.
yeah.
right? So like a ton of pilots, like an absurd amount of pilots get made,
Yeah.
right? And
Right.
then whether you're producing them like yourself or with another production company, then they're pitched to the studios.
Right.
But sometimes that middle process doesn't happen. Like the studio is just like for Amazon, for example, like they would be like, yeah, we want to make a pilot of that thing, make it, and then we'll decide if we want to make the whole shablam.
But they just like
They just
skipped
didn't.
that, and we're just
Yeah.
like giving. I mean, like it kind of sounds like we're giving people just like carte blanche, like just just make some. Here's some money, go make something, and make
Yeah.
it fast.
Fast and as cheap as you can.
Yeah. Whoa. So yeah, and coming out of that news is they apparently like all that they had worked on. I don't know how much they've worked on Daredevils, but they like scrapped everything, and they're like, let's basically start over. That's kind of crazy. I'm kind of I'm glad to hear that, because that makes me sound that they're like actually doing some legit quality control, at least from the outside in.
If
So
that,
yeah,
if
moving
that
forward,
somehow is a positive thing coming out of these strikes, then I mean, added to the list of positive things, like with, writers.
One can
being-
only hope, because I think that they recognize that there is it is there's room for improvement.
Yeah. Did you also happen to see the article flying around about Secret Invasion in particular? Did I send that to you guys?
Oh no, I don't think so. About
So-
Secret Invasion?
Yeah. So, and it's. I mean, we kind of knew
Are
some of
skulls
this.
real?
Yeah.
Oh God.
We kind of knew this, but like, basically, it was just a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Like they had an original team. None of those people were getting along, so they
Good.
pulled all of those people out,
Good.
replaced them with new people like halfway through the filming process.
Sounds very healthy.
And then those people weren't getting along, so they had to bring
good.
somebody else from the studios in to kind of like mediate.
Why was everybody so mad?
I don't know. It sounds kooky, but
Sounds like a really, really healthy working environment.
so learning that information
Makes things make
makes a
sense.
whole lot of sense with kind
Yeah.
of why it was so disjointed, because
Yeah.
the filming process and the whole creative process. I mean, the original writer was fired,
Right.
and then they brought in, like, it was just like so many people being replaced, and then I don't know, it just sounds like
And they're like, well, we have to put it out somehow, and then they
right.
did.
And then they did, and then everyone, not everyone, but most people were like,
I haven't heard
"Oh."
one person yet who's like,
Who was like, that was my favorite thing.
I love Secret Invasion. Nobody said that
Yeah.
yet.
If
I
you're
mean,
that,
please.
if you're that person,
Yeah.
that's totally fine.
I
mean,
don't judge you for it even a little bit, and I would
No,
love to actually
I-
hear from you. So, like, could you
I liked
like
She-Hulk, and most people didn't.
because you're a
so-
fool. You're no, there was enjoyable parts. There were enjoyable parts.
Yeah. So
Um,
it we're not saying that you're dumb if you like Secret Invasion, obviously.
No, and I would love to like if you did like sound off in the comments and let me know, because I actually am very curious.
Yeah.
But,
But we're not
anyway.
here to talk about that today. We're here to talk about Loki.
yeah, we're here to talk about me. No, yeah, Loki though.
Loki.
So we're back.
We're back. Talking about Loki. We covered Loki season 1. If you
We sure did.
want to go back and listen to those,
That was
you know,
before
6
the
or
YouTube
7
times.
episodes. Yes, that was before we did stuff on YouTube, and it was also, I remembered this. It was also when we were calling our Marvel stuff outside the Tauntaun.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we are. Technically, everything is in the Tauntaun now.
Yeah, it's an all-inclusive Tauntaun.
We don't
care
discriminate in
whose
the
guts are in
Tauntaun.
here with us.
That's
But yeah, so episodes 1 and 2, general thoughts. Go.
Generally, I'm just thrilled to be back into Loki land, because I love these characters,
Mm-hmm.
and I love the mystery, and I knew I was going to be it's the way that it's kind of structured is confusing, but in a fun way.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like just like getting ready, stretching, stretching my brain muscles. But yeah, it's been fun so far. I think generally I like the episode 1 better than episode 2, but I think that's pretty normal for most shows.
Sure.
You have like a great opener, and then the second one is a little bit of a, like, okay, let's take a deep breath and figure out where we are.
Yeah, get our bearings here and kind
Bearings. But yeah, I'm confused, and I have, but yeah, I think that it's
but like in a fun way, not in
yeah,
a mad
probably.
way.
No, it feels
Okay.
There's probably only one thing, but I mean, like, again, it's only the second episode, so like more than likely they'll, because of the way that time works in the TVA is very mysterious. So
Yes, correct.
the way that this episode starts, the episode 2 starts.
Episode 2. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was very jarring. I was like, whoa, wow, did we miss something? What happened? I literally
I thought so too. I was like, did another episode come out and I didn't watch it?
4,000%. I stopped the episode, looked to make sure.
It felt like we had dropped in, which is kind of fun too.
Yeah.
Like I like when TV shows do that. We kind of dropped in and I was like, oh, did like an exponential amount of time pass? But then I was like, oh, but time works
12
differently.
years later.
So we can't really, but I felt the same way. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sweet. So yeah, general feeling is I'm having fun and I'm confused.
Yeah, cool. Cool.
How about you?
Yeah, same. Also, I really like all these characters. It's so fun to be
Yeah.
back with them, and I just like
And
the
we're already
production-
learning more about them.
Yeah, exactly. The production design is just so cool, and
The vibe of it all.
And I love the music. It's fun.
Mhm.
It was really fun hearing the Oh, I want to quote.
The
I want to say
didgeridoo.
who the. No, it's not. It's a theremin.
Theremin, which sounds like a medicine.
It does. Theraflu.
Yeah, yeah,
You-
totally,
it's a-
yeah. Pop, pop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a
man,
relief the theremin
Who
is.
is the music? Natalie Holt.
Yeah, Natalie Holt. She kills it.
Yeah, it was fun to hear kind of like 70s like disco version of the theme
Yeah,
when they went
totally.
into the 70s moment of the
Yes.
show.
But still with the theremin somehow.
Yeah, still with that. Which works cuz Star
Yeah.
Trek, you know.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's fun. It's weird. I'm really glad that they're not trying to kind of make it more digestible, because that was my
Yes.
favorite. One of my favorite things about season 1 is that they just leaned so heavily into the weirdness, into the mystery, into like, I mean, we didn't know. Like, I remember when we covered this last season,
Yeah.
and we were just like, what is going on?
What the
We were always like, what is going on, and like, what's gonna happen? And even the way that the first season ended, we were like,
Yeah.
okay, so does she kill He Who Remains? Like, what does that mean for?
Did he want that?
Yeah, was that his plan? Because his plan was that the two of them made it to him,
Right.
right? So it's like, did he know that? Yeah, it's just it's so fun, and it's fun seeing these the other kind of like hunter characters that we knew ish from season 1, getting to see
Right.
more into their personalities, and yeah, just tons of questions, but like in a fun mystery kind of way. In a fun mystery kind of way. So those are my generals.
Those are very good generals. Now, as far as a creative team goes, has there been
Yeah.
any shifts in that world, or is it pretty much
I have
the
not.
same?
I have not heard so. So I'm looking at the
IMDb.
episodes and all the directors and writers.
Yes.
It's generally the same writer for the
Yep.
whole season, Eric Martin. He does co-write an episode 9 and 10. He co-wrote with episode 9. He co-wrote with Khosra Farhani, and episode 10 he co-wrote with Catherine Blair. But everything else is his. And the directors for
So
episode 1 and then also 10 through 12 Sorry, the way that it's notated on IMDb is the overall episodes. So
Oh,
excuse me.
right. So we're not talking about season 2,
yeah,
episode 1.
episode season 2, episode 1, and season 2, episodes 4 through 6 are all directed by Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead.
Oh, so they just are like a duo.
Yeah,
They're like,
they work together.
That's how they work.
Yeah, and episode 2, as we know, was not directed by them. It was directed by Dan DeLu.
Dan
And
DeLu. That's a
episode
fun name.
3 will be directed by Khosra Farhani, who co-wrote with Eric Martin that episode.
Very good.
So
And Michael
it looks
Waldron is that's the one person I was trying to figure out. You know, the Rick and Morty guy.
Oh
is
yeah,
he-
Dino's friend. Yeah.
Oh right, yeah, I forget they went to college together, right?
Yeah.
Has he taken more of a back seat now, or is he because he
He's
was like
not-
the
he's not
creator of
credited-
the show?
Yeah, he's not credited as a writer on any of these. So
Wait, and I'm looking at the IMDb, and it does show him as a writer. Am I insane?
what name?
Michael Waldron.
No, he's not credited as a writer on.
You are gaslighting me because I'm staring at it and it says Eric Martin. This is for Ouroboros. It says Eric Martin, Michael Waldron, and Catherine Blair as writers.
Okay. Well,
So like, what
weird.
the heck?
I'm on Wikipedia and the Disney Plus.
You know what
credits.
though? No, but check this out. It says written by when you actually click into the full cast and crew. Then it says written by Eric Martin, and then it says created for television by Michael Waldron. So maybe they're just giving him credit for originally creating it,
Writing
but
the
maybe he's not
characters.
actually working on it
Maybe.
anymore.
I don't know. Maybe Dino
Yeah, I
will
don't-
have more insight when we talk
I'm
to him.
sure he will, because he talks to him all the time.
Yeah, they're the best friends. No, I just meant when he's
When
on
you're
our,
the
when he's
best
talking to
friend.
us next time.
Yes.
Next time.
I know he's really bummed he can't be here. His little voice is tired.
He's got a very scratchy scratch.
He's been working really hard, guys. He's like auditioning and doing lots of things.
Yeah.
He's very, very
He's a busy guy.
busy.
guy. Well, now that we've talked about the writers for 7 minutes,
Yes.
which is great. We were very grateful for them.
You liked each other.
Do you want to just go through each episode and
Yeah,
kind
why
of talk
not?
about some stuff?
Some stuff, yes.
Great. All right. So, episode 1.
Yes.
In the
Ouroboros.
past. So it starts off in the past where the TVA is attempting to apprehend Loki, but he
Right.
is warping across time in their headquarters.
Right. Which was
also-
very confusing and fun.
Yes. Also, I don't know about you, but I thought about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. 'Cause
Yes.
it was like the same effect. Like when
Oh,
they were
very-
when they
fairly
were in
similar.
the wrong time, they glitched.
They glitched a little bit. Yeah. It's like a
Yeah.
very it's a similar but different vibe. It's like looks more like painful.
Yes. Yeah. So
And
in
like
the-
almost looks like more organic than like if that makes any sense. Like do you know what I mean? Like where
Yeah.
their skin is being stretched and gooey as opposed to like kind of glitchy and like technical looking, I guess.
Right. Which I guess would just make more sense in the as far as like it being like animation and live action.
Well, yeah, that too potentially, and it might be just an artistic rendering difference. That's very plausible. I was thinking in my head that like the difference is, you know, as opposed to across universes, this is just across time.
Yeah.
So that might be why it's a little different or something. But
yeah, but it's definitely cool to see those similarities since obviously
Definitely.
Spider-Verse
That's-
is like
that's purposeful,
opened
probably.
the, you know, multiverse as far as like the spider people are concerned. So in the present, Loki reunites with Mobius and warns him of the threat posed by the many variants of He Who Remains, the TVA's creator, as we know.
they are coming.
Concurrently, TVA General Docs
They're
has
coming to abuse your.
jeez.
I really hope they figure that out. 'cause-
Oh, me too. Ugh.
Oh boy.
I think he's bye-bye, in my opinion.
Yeah,
But
probably.
I know Disney, they're going to be like,
I know Walt
"You're-"
Disney.
I know him, and today is the 100th anniversary of the Walt Disney Company, and so you heard it here. He's gone.
That's it.
He who is gone.
He was not.
He who
Here
is no
anymore.
longer remains. Um, uh, yeah. So
Really quick about that.
Mhm.
Like, does that um does like in a sense that I'm trying to like compare this to like the show Heroes, like when that came
okay.
out, you know.
Yes.
And everybody told me, they're like, "Oh my gosh, Daniel, you're gonna love this show so much. You need to watch it." I still haven't, by the way.
Oh,
Um,
really?
nope, still haven't seen it.
Okay.
I know it came out like 20 years ago.
Yeah, long time.
Long time. And I'm sure I definitely would like it, but the fact that it like got canceled midway through the storyline, it drives me insane. And I'm like, well, I don't want to get attached to these characters and be equally
And
as
then
pissed
not
off as all of
have,
you guys are. Like,
Yeah, I
you know what I
understand
mean?
that.
So I know that like Marvel is going to like fix the issue, but I kind of like want to know that they fixed the issue, like before I get myself
Before
too
you-
attached to this storyline. You know what I mean? Because it
I
feels
understand.
like we're headed to this place where like
Well,
he who remains is the guy, and then we're like. But why should I care if I know that he's not really gonna be there anymore? And I know that people are saying like, oh, we could just use another variant or whatever. But like, I don't know, it somehow cheapens it for me. So I'm a little. That's the only thing I'm a little trepidatious and nervous about. I think going forward in the show.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm not like letting it like suck my fun out, but it is kind of like
Well, yeah, because
burrowed
we
in
just
the back
know
of my
that
brain.
like that is not resolved right now,
Yeah.
and we don't really know what's happening moving forward.
Yeah.
But just try to live in the moment, okay?
I try every day, Alyssa. That's what my my therapist says, and it's hard.
It is hard. Yeah. So we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know about that.
If you have similar feelings, please comment below. Let me know, because I want to know I'm not alone. You are not alone.
There's that Into the Woods. We got it in. We got
It's
it
always an
in.
Into the
However
Woods.
many minutes are we into this?
However
27.
many Mrs. minutes.
All right. So, spooky TVA General Docs has several TVA hunters arm themselves, and she's like, "Go find Sylvie," and they're like getting all this weaponry, and she's.
I love her, by the way.
Yeah, she's great.
And you would know this because you do not like the gores, but she is a Game of Thrones lady.
Oh, cool.
Yes, and we last saw her with her son sucking on her teat in the Game of Thrones show. And the son,
He was a
just
grown
so
up.
you
He
know,
was a baby or a grown up.
no, this son is definitely too old to be sucking on her
Oh,
teat, and
I
it's
don't like
just
that at
getting
all.
some milk, you know. It's like it is wonderful. But anyways, I'm very glad to see her in the show. She is fabulous. That's all.
Okay, great.
Just want to make sure that you were aware, so
Thank
you could
you.
picture that every time.
Thank you. Every time I see her. Good.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so she's like, we need to find.
Sorry,
the-
actually, just
Oh,
about that.
more?
Because there
More about it?
more. No, because and it actually, I'm curious if it brought it to mind anybody else out there. There was a moment where she kind of like is holding what's his face like close to her.
Brad.
Yes, like kind of like a motherly moment. And it reminded me of that very much. I was like, "Oh my god, are they making a reference? What's happening?" Anyways, please continue.
Oh God.
I'm glad that you didn't. Yeah, because never mind. You don't. Never mind.
I don't need to see it. I really
I don't need to see that.
Yeah, so she sends all these hunters to find Sylvie, and then we learn more about her motives later.
Yeah.
But,
oh my god, her motives though.
Scary.
I mean, like, we thought that Thanos was bad, but like,
No, she's just like absolutely fine, just killing
Trillions.
so many people. Ugh.
Wow. And that's only like Earth, just Earth, you know?
Right.
Woof. Anyways.
Yeah, really, really evil. So we meet the TVA technician Ouroboros or OB,
Freaking
who's
so
just
happy he's in this show.
just delightful.
Yes.
And he deduces that Loki is time slipping, a phenomenon possibly caused by branching timelines, dangerously overloading the temporal loom. To save Loki, Obi instructs Mobius to approach the temporal loom with the temporal aura extractor device to extract Loki from the time stream, as Loki prunes himself. That whole sequence was insane, and I was like, I can't believe this is the first episode. Like, I can't believe
we're gonna
this
start
is where
here.
this is where we're starting exactly.
Yeah.
And then in my mind, I was like, are they gonna kind of like backtrack and show like what happens with Loki during that whole process, like from like Mobius's like, you know, journey on that little like bridge?
Yes.
Is that like what this season is?
Oh, like he was gonna be on that bridge the whole time, sort
Yeah.
of like back and
Yeah.
forth. Yeah. Uh-huh.
But
nah,
no,
that
was
just happened in
that
one
was just the
second.
first episode. It was crazy.
Good Lord.
I
mean, if that was the pilot, like very, very impressive pilot, I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So Loki time slips to the future where the TVA is being evacuated as the loom goes critical. He encounters Sylvie before he is pruned by someone at the last minute.
Yeah.
In the present, Mobius successfully pulls Loki from the time stream.
Who do you
and
think
they,
it was?
I don't know. I really don't know.
That's not her. You think it's Renslayer, maybe?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Could be. So they and then at that point they're like, okay, we gotta find Sylvie, you know.
Yeah.
In a mid-credit scene, Sylvie enters a branched
Oh yeah, we're back to
timeline.
having post-credit scenes. That's fun.
Yeah, that's fun. We didn't have those for
A second.
a second. Yeah. I was gonna say, was there one? In
I think
Secret
there was
Invasion? One?
in Secret Invasion, potentially.
And we see Sylvie at that point. She's in a branched timeline in Broxton, Oklahoma.
Hmm. Also, I don't know if you probably noticed this, but I'm happy that at the very least they're giving us, you know, like a little caption at the bottom, but also with the detail that it is indeed a branched timeline, and
Right.
and like there is a difference between the branched and the sacred. Yes,
Yeah,
That's
I think
nice.
that's
because
yeah.
it's way
it's good.
too
It's good
confusing.
to I mean, if you want listeners, if you want to like go back and listen to like how much season 1 like broke our brains in certain parts, because we were like, okay, so if this is the universe and this are the different worlds in the multiverse, like it just was, the time travel thing is always going to be
Gonna blow my brain, and especially too because we're gonna talk about this more and more. I'm sure also when Dino comes back, he's gonna have some words, but where we have now we have already sort of because of Endgame and, you know, numerous other things that have come after that, we have made the rules for how time travel works in the Marvel universe. But this is the TVA, and a TVA apparently they've told us that time works differently here. So why should the rules be any different? The rules are, so we've now are creating a brand new set of time travel rules.
right
Already in
as
the first episode.
Well, as they pertain to branched timelines.
Sure.
And
Yes.
as they pertain to the TVA, which was a new thing for the MCU beginning in Loki.
because specifically, wait, it is this episode that this happens, I believe, right? Yeah, because he's kind of getting, right. He's getting flipped back and forth in time in the TVA, but like talking to Ouroboros and like he's just like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, but wait a minute.
That scene was so awesome. Yeah, because he was like, he was like, wait, now that I'm hearing that, I do know about that. Yes,
You stuck this machine in my butt. 10 years. I mean,
yeah, that was a very fun device that they used to be like, and I don't think that's the last we'll see of that kind of like, planting information in the past as Loki is time slipping all over the place.
If we're going off of Endgame rules, that would have not happened. It would have been like a completely different.
That would have been a totally different branch. Yes.
Yes.
But I think it is because they're at the TVA.
Yeah.
Because he even said, he was like Ouroboros was like,
this shouldn't even happen.
Yeah, this shouldn't happen. This shouldn't be able to happen.
But it is.
Yeah.
So it is very curious to know. I do. Well, I don't know if they'll explain it, and that'll be fine because mystery is great. But I would love like Ouroboros to like break it down for us at some point and be like, okay, this is what I'm thinking is going on,
Yeah.
Or this is how time works now at the TVA, I guess. But
there were so many things in these first 2 episodes that I was like, oh, they're gonna sell the shit out of these at Avengers Campus at Disneyland. The TVA handbook, the first thing.
Yeah.
That'll probably
the key
be like
lime pie.
A journal. Yes, there's going to absolutely be a key lime pie dessert sold somewhere.
Unless we find out that it's like made by dead people pruned from the the timeline or something.
Dark.
Yeah. I don't know. There doesn't it like because there is something that's kind of dark about the TVA in general, just because it is very like propaganda-y and a little it's steeped in authoritarian kind of vibes. So the fact that they have like this room where they just like have like a ton of key lime pie. I mean,
it's just
obviously it's a nice aesthetic. Because it's just kind of like weird enough. Like, why key lime pie? I don't know. Does it need to have a reason? But
it's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is. Because maybe there's a room with pumpkin pie. I don't know. Fuck. But if there is like a deeper meaning to these key lime pies, I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Probably just in the comics, honestly.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. A little nod, a wink.
But in this mid-credit scene, we have Sylvie in Broxton, Oklahoma.
Broxton.
Which, if you read any Thor or Loki comics, you know that
I didn't.
Broxton is where New Asgard is set up.
Oh! Very interesting.
Yeah.
But not in our
post,
Earth 616.
Yeah. Post the events of Thor Ragnarok.
Sorry, I guess 616
you mean
in the comic,
the
but 616
MCU.
in the films. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
In the year of 1982, and we get this great, I mean, aesthetically, it just matches great with the design of the TVA as well. We have this, like, very 80s McDonald's.
Yes.
And that's where they leave us at the end of episode 1.
It left me wanting McDonald's. They fucking got me. And I know.
I think they're doing a collab too.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Of course they are. And it's just like, I know it's a giant McDonald's commercial and it fucking
and I
worked,
still want it.
Damn it. I want to go get those French fries, son of a bitch. But I'm still like not 100% sure like why McDonald's and why specifically McDonald's. Like, it could have been literally anything.
Yeah.
It could have been a made up something, but like we just went for, I mean, familiar is good because everybody can sort of and
there were a couple of, I don't know, like, I think just you're right. It could have been anything. It could have been just like
Yeah.
a random fast food place that didn't even have a recognizable franchise.
Sure.
But I think that it's set up really well, like for Sylvie. She's like, yeah, I'm happy working at a McDonald's and living in a teeny tiny place in
fairly
Oklahoma.
normal life. Yeah,
Like,
totally.
That's what I want. That's
I
like
just want
why
normal.
that's why I killed He Who Remains. That's why I believe in free will. Like,
Yeah.
I'm good with this. I'm good
And-
to like sit on the hood of my truck after my work, or like sit in the bed of my truck during my break. Like, this is
Playing video games on the little device that she stole from He Who
From-
Remains.
Yeah, like she's happy with the simplicity of that, and so I think that that's like,
I feel like we're gonna find out that like there's maybe a little bit more to her motives that she's there.
probably she is a Loki variant after
For
all.
goodness sakes, she
Yeah.
is very playful and weird. But I was gonna say that if we're gonna go on a more emotional, level, anybody that grew up in the 80s, well, maybe not just the 80s in general, but like I do remember, before we had like iPads and phones and all the things that we needed, like to like boost our serotonin levels. When we got sad or like something bad happened, like what did your parents do? Like
Get
at least
you a Happy Meal.
they would fucking be like, "You want to go to McDonald's?" And be like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I do." And they get you some French fries, and then you felt fucking better because McDonald's gets you when you're young. That's why they have Happy Meals, is because they get you to be like you're emotionally attached to these fucking French fries. I'm speaking from experience because when I have French fries at McDonald's now,
You feel better.
I do. I feel better. I feel like I've been warped back to my childhood in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a simpler time. So I'm not
there
sure
was
if
also a
that's the
line
vibe
even-
that they're going for, but maybe.
Yeah, there was even a line too, which was like fun little thing. He was like, "You can even try our brand new chicken nuggets or whatever, chicken McNuggets."
Yes.
Because they were
Had just
brand
come
new.
out.
Yeah, they weren't part of the original menu when
Yes.
McDonald's opened. So,
I
yeah, that
wanna
was a fun
first
little-
in line to try the new chicken nuggets. Yeah. So but it is very interesting because it's like so blatantly like a giant commercial. But
well, and like you
um,
said, it is nostalgic.
yeah, that's what
So-
they're clearly going for that. They must be.
Yeah.
But there might be something else. I know that there on the interwebs, there's people that have been speculating about, if maybe the worker that is working with him might be like a younger version of what's his face?
Mobius?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm sure, but also he's in Ohio, like, and he says that he really is into Sea-Doos. So I feel like jet skis. I feel like not a whole lot of places to jet ski in Ohio that I remember.
Oklahoma, not Ohio.
Oh, sorry, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they do have some lakes
Eh.
and things, but I mean,
Eh.
who knows?
I don't know.
Just wanted to put that out there.
All right. Okay. Oh, people.
People.
Okay. Episode 2, Breaking Brad.
Breaking Brad, and I
Silly title.
Well, yeah, and the title because you didn't watch Breaking Bad.
I
correct?
did not, but
Yeah.
Chassie did. She loved
she
it
did?
so much. Oh yeah, she's fine with
The
violence.
guts and gore. Well,
Yeah.
there's not a whole lot of gore, but I mean there is
Enough. There's enough for me.
There's some very disturbing things that happen, and almost kind of traumatizing things. Honestly, like
Yeah.
like some things that are like maybe not as gory, but just like because of who it happens to, it's like no, I will never recover from this, and I still haven't.
Yeah. See, then I would certainly never recover. If you feel that way, then I would.
Oh my God! But I'm still trying to, piece together the similarities between or why they would, draw a line, because I mean, Breaking Bad is like not like that. Those two words were not like created by that show.
Right, of course.
Like that's just a two words that are used frequently for what?
You tell me.
I don't know. I'm gonna Google it actually,
All right.
because there's probably a better Breaking Bad meaning. To go wild, to defy authority and break the law, to be verbally combative, belligerent, or threatening, or followed by the preposition on, to dominate or humiliate.
Okay.
So if that doesn't ring out true for this episode, then
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it
Absolutely.
sure does. It sure does.
We start the top of this episode, as we kind of mentioned before, like out of nowhere. Loki and Mobius, and you don't know about Hunter B-15, but she's there also. They go through this time door, and they are there in 1977 London because they got a hit on a tempad. They mention that Hunter
This is
X5
on
the sacred timeline.
Sacred
Yes,
timeline.
on the sacred timeline. We'll be specific about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were like, yeah, there was Mobius is like, Sylvia's here, and Loki's like, no, it's too safe here. Like, this is not her style. And they were like, well, either way, we need to check it out because Hunter X5 went rogue or is missing, and we got a hit on Tempad, and they very quickly discovered that Hunter X5 is living as a film actor, Brad Wolf, and he's at this big premiere of a film
That he did, apparently.
that he did called what was it called? Zaniac?
Zaniac.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is apparently a reference to a Thor comic.
Okay, sure.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, under interrogation, we have several sort of interrogation scenes with him after he's brought back to the TVA, and he gets under Mobius's skin. This is
a first seeing Mobius get this kind of miffed.
Yeah, and Loki, that key lime pie scene that we brought up. Loki was like, it's okay, like that happens, like
Talking from first-hand experience.
Yeah, and he
my parents
makes
pissed me off, and
reference
I
to working with the aliens to take over New York City and trying to
no
take
big
the
deal.
time stone from Tony Stark.
I love that he talks about it as if it's like, like this cute little problem,
Yeah,
this
this little
cute little
thing
family problem that he had.
Right.
that he had
Right.
to fix. So nonchalant.
Yeah, but ultimately, after that, we get some interesting insight into Mobius as well in that scene where he's like, I don't think I could handle seeing what my life is meant to be.
Yeah,
on
like
the
he's
sacred
worried that he
timeline.
would see something good.
Yeah, he was like,
about
his
it.
line was like, if I saw something bad, like I can live with that.
Yeah,
And he's
right.
like, the only life I've known is the TVA, and I like my life. But if I were to see technically what my life could be, and it's amazing, I don't know that I could handle that. And that's just it's a very interesting.
We're
complex.
planting seeds. We're
Yeah.
planting seeds because that I feel like we're clearly heading to that, whatever that is.
Yeah.
That'll be very, very interesting to see, and I'm sure it's going to be a lovely acting moment for Owen Wilson.
Yeah,
I'm
for
looking
sure.
forward to it.
For sure.
Or not. They're just going to completely throw that away,
No.
and
No, we'll see. We'll see something. I'm not sure what, but he actually encourages Loki to go back into his God of Mischief roots
Yeah.
while interrogating Brad, and he certainly does. We have this
Gets a little spooky and dark for a second.
little scary scene where he's interrogating him and is using this sort of like torture device that like the box
The time box.
the time box is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and we can only imagine that it would completely crush him and
Obliterate
kill
him.
him.
Well, yeah, I don't know if you like recognize this too, but like in that room, there's like a grate underneath, like where
Oh,
he's standing.
Yeah, sure.
So like I'm imagining that like it's like for cleaning up, you
Yeah.
know,
Exactly.
after their interrogation sessions.
Um
Because 9 times out
and-
of 10, at least in the old TVA, they probably didn't give a shit. Like,
oh no, they were just like, if you can't give us the information,
we're just gonna prune you anyways.
or the second that we do get the information, you're squashed, and then you go through the
Right.
grates.
Yeah. Ew.
Bye.
And then you get made into key lime pies.
Oh no, I hope it's not that.
What's your rush? What's your hurry? You want a key lime pie, sir?
So he does ultimately admit to knowing Sylvie's location.
Mm-hmm.
They travel to Oklahoma.
Yeah, so that's very interesting too. Like, the him getting, he like found out where she was.
Yep. And then still
And-
went and did his own thing.
Still went and did his own thing. Yeah. So that's still, I think, like, am I right? That's still kind of a mystery as to why he did that, and
Yeah.
and whether or not it was like Sylvie was just like leave me alone or I'm gonna fucking kill you, or like what was the motivations? Like,
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Or maybe she, I mean, like,
and then
based on
why
kind
not
of-
just go back to his own? Why not just go back to the TVA? Like, why did he find himself like? Which if he's in the sacred timeline and he's like an actor, then like I think we're just led to assume that he was always supposed to
Yeah.
be an actor in the 70s.
yeah, I think so.
Oh,
We got some fun kind of Easter eggs in that London scene. I don't know
Oh,
if
we
you
did.
saw, but there was like the guy in Eternals, I'm not going to know his name, but the guy in Eternals who was like an actor and then
Yeah.
became he
Oh,
was
yes.
like on a poster in the
Oh,
in the
that's
back
fun.
of yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah.
God, I mean that's probably like the first
the
time
first
that
kind of
we've-
Eternals little something
Nod.
we've gotten. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Where the hell are they?
Good question. But yeah, I think, I mean, at least the way that my brain filled in the blanks was that potentially like when he finds Sylvie and she was like, okay, I know that like you've been sent to get me or whatever, but like wouldn't you rather just like go live the way that you want to live?
Probably. He's just like, wait,
And he was like,
what?
oh wait, what do you mean? She's like,
He's like,
yeah,
"Let
that's
me
what I'm
show
she's like,
you."
that's what I'm saying. She's like, you could go there now. You've got a temp pad. Like, you can go do and be what you want and what you're meant to do.
Be all that you can be.
So that's kind of
Yeah.
how I imagined the conversation going. And then he was like, oh, yeah.
I suppose maybe that's the power that she has in you know, the fact that now that she has the temp pad from He Who Remains, that perhaps that is what it is. She's like has access to everybody's like life as it
Yeah.
should have been.
That would be trippy, but cool.
Yeah. So he came to her and was just like, I'm gonna take you
I'm
back to
taking you
TVA.
in.
And he's just
and
like,
she's
hey,
do you? And she's like, do you want to see like what your life
could have
be?
been. Yeah. So like that could be, but I mean, like I imagine
there's some
she
mystery there, obviously.
definitely curious.
So they travel both, all three, Mobius, X5, and Loki travel to Oklahoma, find Sylvie.
We also do find out that was it Brad's temp pad? Yeah, Brad's temp pad has been altered.
Yes, and if he does know exactly how it was altered, he's still not telling them.
Yeah, that's
At
still
first
a
he was
mystery.
like, it blocks the TVA's location, and then Sylvie was like, oh no, and then Casey, the TVA
Right.
worker, was like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, you liar. So yeah, did Sylvie help him like doodly do with it, or who knows?
Or did Docs do
Did
that to
Docs,
try
maybe.
to not have the TVA catch
So she could be a
her?
terrorist.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Loki
She's
tries
a
to remind Sylvie of this encounter in the TVA's future,
Mm.
but she's like, "No, I'm not. I'm not involved in this. I'm not going to be
Don't
involved.
get me in this.
Get out of there." Meanwhile, we have Obi attempting to repair the loom to safely accommodate the branching timelines, but he discovers he cannot access it without the help from the missing Miss Minutes or He Who Remains temporal aura.
Which raises some interesting questions. We still don't know what Miss Minutes actually is,
Right.
like, or why she is. All who, what, where, why, when. So I think we're going to be answering those questions probably in this season, is what it sounds like. I think it's been proposed that so we haven't seen Renslayer yet. We're going to see
No.
her eventually.
Yeah.
It was proposed that perhaps Renslayer might be a variant of He Who Remains.
Okay.
Kind of very similar to how Sylvie
and Loki.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so Miss Minutes could potentially also
Be another variant.
Yeah. Or at least, a part of him,
Mm-hmm.
like, because it was like created by him, like sort of like an AI version of him or something. I don't know.
I can get on board with that.
Yeah. Interesting. Because it like that machine requires like, the He Who Remains to be there, or Miss Minutes. So like, I guess, you could just explain that like he gave her access as well.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's because she has some of that, He Who Remains juice inside of her.
Oh. He Who Remains juice available at Avengers Campus.
Yummy.
Yeah, there's definitely, and that's like a big sort of like plot point in this episode that's brought up multiple times, is that Casey is like monitoring the Renslayer. Oh, I don't know if it was in season 1. It was episode 1. Casey is listening to a podcast while he's like waxing the floors.
Yes. Yeah,
And
about like that's like meditation. He's just like, relax.
It's the exact same recording that from the Moon Knight episode when Steven is listening to try to fall asleep.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so that was trippy. I
That
thought I
trippy.
recognized it because I was like, that's very specific. Like I mean, it could just have been any sort of like meditation app or something.
Sure, but
I looked online and it was like one of the first things. It was like, it's the same clip that
oh
Steven
my
listens
gosh,
to.
that's so funny. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess you could just sort of easily explain that as that like it was just maybe an item that came off of a person that was pruned from a timeline.
Sure.
That also was listening to that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that is trippy.
fun little connection there.
Yeah, that's
especially, especially how Moon Knight the season finale of Moon Knight, like
wild.
Wild. So
Is a very
they get the idea that basically Mobius is like, wait, is this a setup? When they're in Oklahoma, he's like, what's going on? And Wolf is like, yeah, we're in danger. You in danger, girl.
You in danger, girl.
Sylvie enchants him and forces him to reveal Dox's plan to simultaneously destroy the branching timelines.
Whoops.
So they return Wolf to custody. Loki, Mobius, and Sylvie go to try to fix what's happening there, but she pretty much largely succeeded in her.
Yeah, I mean, she got. I think they even said in the she says it's like kind of a very like throwaway line, but she said that they got like at least 30% of what they were gonna do, which
was still a lot.
I mean, yeah, if you're thinking about how many, yeah, it's literally trillions and trillions of beings that just ceased to be, which I think if you're gonna I don't know if it's a complaint or anything like that, but like it's that is such a heavy thing, but because it's like, but like, and we even talked about this, I think, when we got into the multiverse of madness, like about in the multiverse in general, like how it's going to be hard to care, like for like all of these other. I mean, like, you know, if this was a real world event, obviously, I would very much care, and I'd be like, oh my god, that's insane. But like, because this is fake and this is not real.
Yeah, it's pretend. It's
this is pretend. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a bummer. Obviously, it's terrible, but like, why should I care? Because I don't even know any of those.
I don't know anyone there. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that like it is tricky in that way.
Yeah.
But like, there's not much else they can do to remedy that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you
They're
just
not
kind of
gonna
have
do-
to. Yeah, you
'Cause,
kind
like,
of just
they-
have to. Right, they're not going to show like they did in the blip. You know, just like.
Right. Well, I mean, because I was gonna say that is the other way, is that you go and you show like that you go and you show the timelines actually like,
being
like people in mid conversation
pruned.
and being like, what, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
or
that sounds expensive.
It does, and you get right to it, because I think that it was for money purposes that they didn't show it, and it didn't make me feel better about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that
you
was
just gotta
probably the
use
only
your-
complaint.
Just got to use your imagination in that
I
part.
guess. Harumph, but it's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
So Casey, our TVA pal Casey,
Good old
he is
Casey.
able to track Renslayer's tempad on one of the remaining branching timelines.
I also love his like cute relationship he's got with Ouroboros now. He's just like, oh my god,
Yeah,
we're
he's such a
friends.
fangirl over him. So cute. Like has him sign his
Yes.
his TVA handbook. And Sylvie is like, yeah, I'm still out. Bye.
No, I'm out. I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't want this. The TVA is stupid.
Still don't want it. Bye bye.
The TVA
So-
is broken.
She returns to McDonald's, and the last shot we see is that
Which
she
apparently
has. She was like, I guess I'll go see if I have a
Home.
place to even go back to. And the last shot we see is her with He Who Remains tempad. It's
Yeah.
very special, godly tempad. And that's that
It's interesting.
episode.
If we're going off of my theory about the tempad showing you like what your life could have been, and you mentioning that Oklahoma,
Oklahoma. We didn't even
you.
do that. How dare we?
thank you.
We've said it like
Um,
7 times.
For goodness sakes, people are probably screaming it while they're listening. It's got to be no mistake that Oklahoma is the place that at least in the comics where
New Asgard.
New Schweinstein, New Asgard is.
Yeah.
So perhaps in Sylvie's universe that she got pruned from,
Yeah.
that is where she would have ended up.
Yeah. Very well. Very well could be. That
And
would
would
that
be-
would actually that would make sense that she was like, yeah, this is like
This is where I'm supposed to be.
where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. That would be
So-
curious. I would be interested to know. Although I mean, like, is that real? I mean, like, and there's probably some like that's a funny thing too, because she's like, she's a god of mischief, and like, but her future was to like go and work for McDonald's in the 80s in Oklahoma. I mean, it seems a little like, lackluster coming from like godhood to be like, but everybody's got their things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very, very. That would be a very interesting turn if that is actually what it was, what she was meant to do.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, altogether, I very much enjoyed myself. I think I enjoyed myself more in the first episode, but not by much more. And actually, according to IMDb, the reviews seem to agree.
Yeah, I think
The-
that episode 1 was really jam packed with lots of goodies.
Lots of
And
goodies.
episode 2 kind of did have to, in some ways, slow down. So we got some,
Slow down.
you know, important plot points
You're
in
not
there.
racing yet.
The first episode got an 8.4.
Okay.
Second episode got a 7.9.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think I'd agree.
Yeah, okay.
I think I'd agree with that.
But,
But altogether, though, and I still don't understand how Rotten Tomatoes even
Does
this.
it?
Like,
Yeah.
you know, like the whole thing isn't even out yet. Why are you gonna
How can you? Yeah, that's weird.
you know what I mean?
I don't generally look at I don't look at it for TV.
Doesn't feel right. But currently, as it is a fresh tomato, sitting at 84%. The critics' consensus,
based on the 2 that have been released.
I suppose so. And I think generally speaking, like a lot of critics, not us yet though, someday, get sent, like usually the first 2 episodes, sometimes more, but they get
see.
like ahead of time so they
Yeah,
can.
yeah. So they have time to sit with it and review it and such.
But yeah, it says the critic consensus says Losey's dizzying, dazzling second season. I mean, they're talking as if they've seen the whole thing. May rely on sleight of hand to distract from its slightly less satisfying storyline. I mean, how would you know? It's only 2 episodes,
Yeah.
you assholes. Says, but the end result still contains enough of that old Marvel magic to entertain.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, said the people who didn't see the whole thing.
Well, maybe they did. Maybe they got
Maybe
sent
they
the whole
did.
season.
I don't know.
We don't know. We don't know them.
Yeah, I'm not a scientist.
But yeah, I definitely like these 2 episodes. I'm excited to see where they go
Me too.
this season.
Where do you? I mean, that's the thing. Is like at this point,
Nope, not a
like
clue.
this is such a wild show that there is no telling where they're going next.
No.
Not
And
even
that's
where
fun.
they're going to
That's
end
the fun
up.
of it. That's the fun of it.
Yeah. I think that the you know, shows often like to do the ABA thing where you start at a place, you go back, and then you go back to the
there.
place. Yeah. So I think showing Loki in the future of the TVA with Sylvie there and then being pruned by question mark person, I think we'll find ourselves back there.
Oh, for
probably
sure.
either in the penultimate or
the finale.
the season finale. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if they're gonna, yeah, I think that's definitely coming. That's the
Yeah.
only thing I can say for sure. That
And
I
it'd be
think
like-
it's going there. Not that I know. Obviously,
Yes.
we can't. We can't.
We just can't. And it's gonna be like, yeah, maybe it's the big choice episode. Like if Sylvie has the power to like destroy the TVA once and for all, or like, you know,
Right.
who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
But more than likely, we're gonna get. I think that we're gonna get our good friend. He's not a friend. I don't like him. We're gonna get the old timey He Who Remains.
Oh yes.
In the next episode is probably my guess, and that may be
Yeah.
where Renslayer is. And I think that we've already seen in the previews
The
that
trailers
that's where Miss Minutes is as well, or at least a version of her.
of her. Yeah.
Yeah. So, stay tuned.
Wow.
We did it.
We gotta say wow, like Owen Wilson.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
All right. Well, anything else you want to add before we say bye bye?
I don't know why, but I feel like I want to see Owen Wilson and Oh God! Like both of them in a
Jennifer Coolidge.
Jennifer Coolidge in a movie together, just like having conversations.
Just with those two words only.
Oh wow! Wow!
Wow.
Just like
Wow. Yeah, that
I
would
feel
be
like
awesome.
that could
Somebody
easily
make
be
that.
related.
Somebody make that.
Do that.
Yeah.
You idiots.
They would be great together, actually. They
right?
Would,
I
they
feel
would
like
be
it'd
very
really
funny together, too. Yeah.
Totally. Anyway,
Well, too bad
I'll
she,
produce it.
spoiler alert, died in White Lotus season 2. They could have been in White Lotus season 3.
Oh, it's so sad. I mean, truly, if it's not like a sequel, you could easily bring her back as a different character, but
No, they
that
set
would
it
be
up
silly.
to be the same.
They're connected.
Samesies.
It's a wonderful show, by the way. If you haven't
Oh, it's
seen
great.
It's
It's
wonderful.
really a great time, and it's a mystery also. So if you like
Yes.
mysteries,
I do.
and you can get over the fact that everyone is a complete garbage human being, then,
yes.
then you can watch that show.
Yeah, like who do I hate the least?
Yes, I hate them all.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, cool. Well, we hope that you are watching Loki season 2. Let us know what
Yeah.
you have thought of the first
Please.
2 episodes. We
Talk
are
to
on
us.
YouTube. We are on Instagram at Inside the Tauntaun. Also, we're going to
Everywhere.
drop this little thing. We have a brand new theme song
Oh my
coming your
God.
way.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so be on the look and the hear out for that.
here.
That'll be coming in the next week or so, hopefully.
We'll see.
And yeah, this is Inside the Tauntaun. I'm Alyssa. May the force be with you always.
Inside the Tauntaun podcast. Please like and subscribe.